Welcome back to the Growth Vantage Podcast. My name is Garrett Vita, and I am your host. I am so grateful that you're here with me today because I'm so excited to talk about this topic today. And that really is see it as it is, not as it was. The reason I want to talk about this topic is because we realize so much about our past experiences, that the brain pulls things from the past subconsciously and to really help us give us context of what is presently happening. But the issue is that we consciously pull too much from it, which in turn causes us to hurt ourselves emotionally, can be mentally, and some could be others as well. Those are the main ones that I've seen in my own practice and in others as well. And so I really wanted to talk to you guys about this because it's so important to really see and find the intention behind the action. When we start to really do this, we start to really see what the intention is with the actions, whether it was good or bad or neutral. Many times it's because of our past experiences, we tend to think a good intention is actually bad. When in reality, there was no intention of harm. It was only a neutral or a good intention. And so because our perceptions of that situation point to that situation, we cause ourselves hurt mentally and emotionally and cause us to affect others. When in reality, that intention was never bad. It was just our perception of it being bad. And so it causes so much negative emotions, so many wasted thoughts on and certain and annoying and waste of time actions that we do, that we waste so much time in our lives if we actually accumulate it. When if we see it as an action and find that intention sooner, we can really understand what the intention was. Then if the intention was bad, then obviously you take care of it. And so I want to give you guys an example to really explain it, and then I can go more into it. And so I was riding with my mom to a lunch with our family. And so, at a stoplight you have your different lights, red, green, yellow, and some of them have a turning signal. So the light that we're at was actually a yielding sign, yellow, pointing this way, while the opposite side was actually a green, solid. So they can go move forward, and so we just had to yield. And so it was going from yellow, yielding, pointing left arrow, to red. And so we're in the middle lane. We're needing to make that left turn since we're impeding traffic. But the other guys that are coming straight are about to run that red light. And so if you drive, if you see someone gonna run that red, you don't go. My mom sees that coming. She still tries to make that left turn, almost causing an accident, which could have been prevented if she just stayed there. Luckily, we did not get into an accident. And so I got on my mom about this. It's like, Mom, you saw them not slowing down. Let them wait. You should have just waited until they just left instead of trying to turn. And she was arguing about like she did wait. No, when in reality she was literally almost making that turn to cause an accident when she should have let them go. And so after the whole lunch, I rode with my cousin. And so I said I don't really see him much, so I wanted to ride with him. And so I didn't tell my mom that I wasn't riding with her, and she ended up getting pissed and my big old text and blah blah blah. And the whole experience was like, what is going on? Like, she thought because I didn't tell her that I was riding with my cousin, that I was, I guess, betraying her. I don't know if that was the right term, but something along those lines. It was a negative emotion, so she got really pissed at us. And I ended up apologizing about it, which was a red flag in me. I was thinking about that, and I was like, why the heck am I apologizing when my intention was not negative at all? And when I really analyzed the situation, she had a perception that what I was doing was negative on her behalf, when in reality it was a neutral. And so that perception caused her to be mad at me, and causing her to really extend out and express her emotions, when in reality it really wasn't. Because that whole thing wasted time, wasted energy, and it caused my mom pain, quite honestly. And when you really look back at that situation, it honestly was kind of silly to really have that perception, instead of when she could just brought up to us, hey, what was the situation here? If she would have brought that question up sooner, she would have saved her time and emotion from experiencing, and she could have just moved on sooner. Hopefully that makes sense. You can really definitely apply this in any part of your life, whether it's in sports. Actually, it's funny to mention, sports is a great, great example of this, whether you're watching it or playing it. And so many times, if you're playing basketball, you're shooting hoops, you're missing shots. Those emotions usually get to you and causes you to play bad defense, miss more shots. And so it's important for those types of scenarios as well, is to really just see at it as it is, not as it was. Find the intention, identify the action from it. No matter what you do in life, see it as it is, not as it was. When we really start to dig more about finding intentions, it allows us to really understand, is our intention good, neutral, or bad? And so I would really encourage you to really ask more questions, do more diligence before you make an assumption, or do more diligence to really understand why they're doing it, and so that you can really save yourself some energy, save yourself some emotion, save yourself some from being confused and causing so much distress in your brain, so that you can really be more relaxed and really move on forward with your goals sooner than later. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and I'll see you next time.